Hi, my name is Sam, and today we are finally talking about Shorts Wars. I know this is like my look, but this feels wrong for this video. Give me a second. There we go. Today I finally bring you my big final Shorts Wars mix of a part 2 and a complete recap. Am I a little late? Definitely. Is Shorts Wars even still relevant? Probably not. But am I still gonna do this video because I made a promise that it would happen eventually? You're darn right I am. So, without further ado, this is Shorts Wars, the complete story. But first, sorry to interrupt again, but I'll keep it quick, okay? I have to say, this video took me so long to make, so it may not be entirely up to code. And if you notice a mistake, just remember, if you see something, don't say something because I don't want YouTube OSHA on my back. That's a joke. Let me know in the comments. Constructive criticism is always welcome. I love you guys. Okay, with that said, let's finally talk about Shorts Wars, okay? On July 15th, 2023, a masked man known as the Boss sent threats across the YouTube Shorts community. Though this threat was targeted to all of YouTube Shorts, it was specifically targeted at these 8 creators. Royal Pear, the tier list Pokemon. Joe Kane, fastest speedrunner online. chaos.productions.business, the Toon Teacher. Failure, the man who plays games his own way. Bundun, deliverer of the internet's odd choices and facts. KN Splash, the Valorant streamer. Mogswamp, the survivalist of the most hardcore flatlands. And most notably, the bad ideas man himself, Johnny Razor. Oh, by the way, in older videos I called this guy P-Hailier. I'm stupid. What do you want from me? These creators all hail from different sides of the Shorts community, from education to gaming to structureless fun, and whatever Bundun is.
Johnny sins, but like, his thing, or Kirby.
Oh no.
As the first week went on, we watched as team creators' videos glitched out, showing us a QR code which led to this message from the boss.
You have 1 week to cease operations. Pack your things. Quit. We hold the key. And if you do not comply with our request, you will simply be replaced.
Along with this, we see a few examples of what the boss means when he says that the creators would be replaced. Throughout several videos, we see scenes of cloning and creators showing up outside of their own space, and most concerningly, proof that the boss is not bluffing in the form of an actual clone of DrawsThings' channel mascot, Riggy. Now, throughout the Shorts Wars ARG, this clone has gotten a couple different names, from Riggy-based names like Raggy or Rigby, to some more unusual names. But for the time being, we're just gonna call this thing Clone Riggy. After the first week, we can see that only 2 creators didn't end up uploading, these being Mogswamp and KN Splash. This leaves Pear, Joe, Dano, Riggy, Failure, Bundun, and Johnny on the boss's bad side. But luckily, each of these creators happened to get a sponsorship for a VPN company all around the same time as this appears, so looks like everything's gonna be A-OK.
I'm gonna accept it.
Wait, Riggy, no!
Ah, I see. The Clone VPN sponsorship was actually a virus sent by the boss to help him get the real creators out of the way. But there's still hope for the creators. Joe Kane. We watch as over the months of July, the creators are replaced and even tortured to promote Clone VPN. Meanwhile, Joe Kane refuses the sponsor, making him free from the boss's control. But the biggest question on our mind, how did the boss do it? In Rebirth MP4, we see how the boss clones the creators. This high-tech facility and cloning machine is the base of operations, and in the video clonebrain.mp4, I assume we get a look at how the clones operate.
God,
Bad,
Wally,
bad, bad,
we
bad,
gotta
bad,
go.
bad, 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 bad,
We
bad,
gotta go to the bear, the Coca-Cola bear. Why do we gotta go to the Coca-Cola bear? Cause we don't have any Swedish fish, tropical Swedish fish at that.
But I'm afraid.
Or we see how clone brains are trying to process the chaos of YouTube Shorts. Neat. So anyway, back to the clone takeover. We see as Riggy starts to put everything together.
He could be anywhere, watching, listening, getting ready to get rid of us, and we would never even know. Wait, no, everyone, be careful, they're coming for all of you.
Okay, I'm back. Repeat everything for me one more time. I wasn't listening. What?
It was all an elaborate prank. I got you good.
Okay then.
And Riggy is taken, replaced by the clone Riggy. The one guy who figured out everything that was going on, and he's gone. And after this, we watch the other creators follow. As the clones take over, Johnny starts to realize that his videos might be being messed with by his computer, so he streams himself fixing it, which is where we watch as Clone Johnny shoots him and takes his place. Johnny Razor is gone. The channels are now in the hands of Clone VPN. There is no hope left. Riggy is replaced, Dano is none the wiser, Bun Dun has been taken hostage by his clone, Dun Bun. Royal Pear has been replaced by the failed prototype clone, dubbed Royal Melon. Failure's clone has taken over his channel, leaving Failure nowhere to be found. Joe Kane has no knowledge on what's happening to YouTube Shorts right now. Meanwhile, Mogswamp and KN Splash have packed up and left. And, as we know, Johnny is...
He is not me. I repeat, he is not me, okay? He's a clone. He tried to get rid of me. Luckily, I had this to block the shots that he was shooting. So I just have to stay there. And I guess just keep playing dead.
Alive. Johnny Razor survived 7 gunshots to the chest. That's right, the funny orb sacrificed itself for him. That means Team Creator still has a fighting chance. We watch as Johnny infiltrates the facility, and just in time, Riggy and Royal Pear find each other trapped in the facility, leading to Riggy sending a message to Joe Kane. Now things are really looking up. With Johnny in the heart of the facility, Pear and Riggy get Joe in the loop, causing him to speedrun taking the facility down from the outside. Meanwhile, Johnny shuts it down from the inside. Failure's clone and Royal Melon start to rethink what side they're on while the facility shuts down. And after shutting the facility down, the creators fight off their clones, leaving everything the boss built in shambles. Unfortunately, tragedy struck in the Shorts Wars community, as fan-favorite clone Royal Melon, who has fully switched sides up until this point, ended up sacrificing himself to destroy the cloning machine. The Shorts Wars ends with the funeral of the lost Royal Melon, with all of the creators saying their goodbyes. Although, something feels off. Come to think of it, I don't remember Failure fighting his clone. Did he fight his clone? No. He had to have, because that would have to be Failure's clone, and if that was his clone, then where's Failure?
Aren't fans just fast air?
Yo,
What? The lights are gone. They're finally gone. It's a normal color in here now. And there's a computer over here. Okay, I'm in my room, but it's not my room. It's like a chamber. It's a clone VPN computer, but I got full access to it. There are presets in here. So if I leave, I'm gonna go back to my room, but I'm gonna need something.
No, I don't. What is this? I don't know, but apparently it's gonna help me find my clone. Alright, let's go.
Well then, that answers that. But that's everything, right? We're all good? Well, I mean, there's still the question of who the boss even was.
What a pain. Status report.
They've all regained control.
Of course they've all regained control. Useless clones.
What are we gonna do now?
We are going to do something far greater than our original plans. Because now... now, I'm angry. So you know what? Let's let them think they've won. Let's let them think that they're the ones in control. So let me send them one more message, one final warning, because this is the last one they will ever get. So, you think defeating the clones is all it takes? Foolish. They do not understand what a mistake it was to mess with me and my ambitions. If you would have just quit, we would have had an issue here. But that's far too simple, isn't it? No. You had to up the stakes. You had to fight back. What a blunder you've all made. I'll be back. I'll be back. And next time, things won't be nearly as easy for you. Toodaloo. They may have destroyed our facility, but it's a mere setback. Now, we must rebuild. And when we return, we will be far stronger than before. And the best part is, they still don't know who's in control. Tee-hee.
Okay, that feels like something more to touch on in Season 2. So just to be sure, there is no more secret endings or unanswered questions, right? Oh, you have to be kidding me! So this video is a choose-your-own adventure, similar to a Markiplier project.
I hate you so much!
And we could go through this whole thing, but let's just make it easy. Here is the map to get through it, and as for the ending itself... And it was a Rickroll. Wait, you're probably asking, what about the clone VPN website? I'll be honest, I completely forgot about the website to the point of where I don't really know how to rewrite it into the script without, like, adding this little note at the end. So, yeah, there was the website. Here is every screen from the website. Yes, I screenshotted them myself. Hopefully nothing new was added after I screenshotted all of these. But basically, it got shut down early after accidentally leaking Failure's real name. And the canon explanation is that Joe Kane shut it down because he's fast. And as for the canon explanation for the website leaking the name Preston Hale, forget about it. Okay, now... Alright, so this next bit is not entirely important to the short story, but it's canon and deserves a brief mention. August 29th, 2023. Riggy threatens to go on strike if he doesn't get a raise. But this threat is not empty because on August 30th, hashtag RaiseRiggy is announced and starts trending. Throughout Dano's videos, we see Riggy promoting this hashtag as the comment sections fire up, filled with the words Raise Riggy. This very quickly evolves into Riggy messing with Dano, using spray paint to promote the hashtag and ink bombs to cover up the screen, until September 4th, when Riggy decides to work for another creator, using the glitch that he got during Shorts Wars. Oh, did I forget to mention that? Basically, when Riggy told Joe what was going on with the Shorts Wars, he gained the ability to teleport through Shorts using the glitches, similar to Clone Riggy. Riggy uses his new glitching ability to temporarily work for Joe Kane, until he quickly realizes why Joe feels
speed when it hurts,
and leaves. Anyway, when Riggy returns, he returns with, burning passion for his revolution.
That's it. Today's the day. Either you give me a raise or I set fire to the graph paper, the camera, and everything in this general vicinity.
What is wrong with you?
We're almost at 2 million subs. I've been in over 300 shorts, and I literally saved the channel from Clone Riggy a couple months ago, but still, no raise.
You caused Clone Riggy.
All right, fire in the hole.
Wait, stop.
Listen, I've been working on something for the past couple weeks, and it's going public tomorrow. Can I show it to you first, and then you can burn us down?
Sure.
Here, come this way.
Whoa! This is what you've been working on?
This would be announced as the official Riggy Plus, where all profits go toward giving this little lad a raise.
Oh, sweet. Can I get a raise?
What? I work for you. I should be asking for a raise.
Right. 10% of what I make?
Now, hold on. That's a little... You don't make anything.
25. Take it or leave it.
Sure. Can I get back to Short Wars?
Yep. See ya.
So where was I again? Almost immediately after the plush is announced, bootleg clones start production, and while Dano announces this issue, we see a familiar face.
Phew, I got scared when you mentioned Clone Riggy. You were right. Good thing he's dead.
Definitely. Hey, by the way, we haven't caught up in a while. You want to get a coffee after work?
Are you buying?
Seriously? Yeah, sure.
Cool.
Cool. Hold on, I just gotta grab my jacket.
They think I'm dead. I'm still here. I've been waiting. It's not ready yet, but they'll see. You'll see.
Yeah, so this part of the story does end up getting much more complicated, so I'll try my best to recap what's important, but from here on the story splits from 6 people trying to handle one issue to about 8 people with their own unique plot lines, all under the watch of one man, the boss. So yeah, if I miss anything major, let me know in the comments. However, I am trying to keep this from being too long, so I'll only mention what's absolutely necessary to the plot, and if you want to see the full thing, well, I have a playlist in the description. As for just a rough recap of the major stuff...
Long ago, July, a legend was explained within 60 seconds. It was a legend of content and the legend of their creators. This is the legend of the Shorts Wars. One mad scientist was obsessed with the concept of evil twins. After consuming his life, the scientist made a breakthrough and brought to life his wildest fantasy. His machine fell into the wrong hands. These people wish to destroy you two, which has somehow become the only thing holding Earth together. If they were to succeed, nuclear fallout would cover the world. Deep within this facility, 3 entities would be awakened by prophecy. The clones, the YouTubers, and the viewers who watch it all. Regardless of what happens next, it will probably be interesting. Maybe. Though I would prefer that the Earth survives. However, this story has already been told. The facility housing the cloning machine was mysteriously destroyed. All that remains is this crater. But something seems to be cooking at Wendy's.
Between the time of September 22nd, 2023, we see small hints of what's to come. A clone Riggy sighting here, a familiar glitch there. Riggy canonically fighting Sans Undertale. Wait, really? But all of this is just to get us prepared for when the boss himself makes his very own YouTube Shorts debut. Okay then, looks like the guy who hates brain rot YouTube Shorts is now doing motivational Sigma speeches with funk music, forcing me to admit that I know it's called funk music. Anyway, back on topic. On November 23rd, Clone Riggy announces the boss's YouTube channel, as well as his Discord server, the boss's barracks. We, the viewers, are now being asked to join the front lines as the boss's soldiers in the Shorts Wars. But, I mean, of course I'm on Team Creator, so I would never. Little intermission. Here I was going to record a little video of me clicking the boss's subscribe button, showing me subscribing to the boss as a bit. But if you know how Shorts Wars ended, you know that I can't really do that now. I should have pre-recorded that, you know, when I wrote this script. But then I got procrastinating, so... So Clone Riggy dropped an anvil on Riggy's head. But he's a cartoon, so he's probably fine, right?
Riggy's in the hospital?
Oh. Well, this just got serious. During the live stream mentioned in that video, Dano starts to see the boss in a new light. He starts thinking that even after all of the wrong he did, the boss is just a creator trying to get his name out there, just like him and any other creator. Maybe he's not that bad of a guy after all. Dano starts defending the boss. Riggy is in the hospital. Clone Riggy's alive. The boss is alive. Johnny's channel is seemingly starting to get hacked again. Failure is acting weird and is now friends with Clone Riggy? Okay. Anyway, a new face, C.com, has been seen stealing shorts and replacing them with QR codes leading to the boss's barracks. That's right. Fellow Shorts YouTubers C.com and Bambayo have been recruited by the boss. December 2nd, 2023. What has been teased by Clone Riggy as recruitment day on the boss's plan. Riggy has gotten out of the hospital and is now making a short with Dano about whether or not the boss is evil. Riggy shows Dano every reason to distrust the boss, and in the live stream after, we watch as Dano finally finishes the after credit scene of Season 1 and sees that the boss is...
That's not what I thought it was it?
Johnny. Johnny Razor is the boss? But no, that can't be right. It doesn't make sense. Why would it be Johnny? I mean, after his own clone arc with people stealing his content and re-uploading it, he could be vengeful against Shorts, but why would he attack his friends? It doesn't all add up. After this, Dano confronts Johnny, who explains that he's not the boss and he must be being framed, and he has an idea on who might be doing it. All Johnny asks for to prove it is just a little more time to be certain and to gather any evidence he can use to prove his innocence. And Dano accepts. After this, Mogswap finally explains where he's been during all this, explaining that after the boss's threat, he took a break and got in contact with a really good lawyer. This is the start of what would form the Resistance, a team of creators against the boss. Meanwhile, Clone Riggy, who has been looking for a new name to not be associated with Riggy in any way, steals Failure's backpack, which had his ID in it, and he finally figured out what his new name should be. No more is Clone Riggy, as he now assumes the name...
The Great and Mighty Preston!
That's...
The Great and Mighty Preston!
Yeah, I'm terrified. Okay, so let's take a breather, cause a lot has happened and I want to make sure that everything's up to date. Danos thinks Johnny Razor is the boss and no longer trusts him. Riggy has recovered from his major head trauma and is now with Dano on the Distrust Johnny train, leaving him to have to prove his innocence because all he has is a lead on who the boss might be. Failure is acting really strange and, yeah, come to think of it, that is 100% his clone. Mog Swamp is starting a resistance, Can Splash is still radio silent, C.com and Bambeo are working for the boss, Pear is having a reaction war with the boss, okay, leaving Joe and Bundun doing, honestly, not much. Okay, are we all caught up? Oh, and I guess Clone Riggy's name is now Preston. Riggy has canonically fought Sans. We, the viewers, are at war. And the Discord server is just chaos. Okay, that's everything. By the way, while we're on the topic of the Discord server, maybe one day later on I'll get a few friends and do a dramatic reading of the bad content corner of the server, which is literally just the creators talking and arguing and advertising their new Minecraft SMP. Let me know in the comments if you want that, because I definitely would do that. I'd have to dig through the Discord server, and it would take a lot of work, but I would do it. Anyway, with that all said, I think we should separate Season 2 into a second part. So, yeah, let's get started on... I'm going to sit down for this because I've been standing for like an hour. This segment starts December 3rd, 2023, when Johnny announces Dano's distrust of him, leading him to need to prove his innocence. But shortly after this, Clone Riggy breaks into his house and steals his merch. That was just an ad, wasn't it? So, Dano makes a video talking about how he believes Johnny is the boss and isn't really too sure yet. However, he is sure that C-Dot is working with the boss, and Failure is friends with Clone Preston, but... yeah, there's a lot going on, guys. After seeing Preston wearing stolen Bad Ideas merch, Dano distrusts Johnny a lot more. Unfortunately for them, Joe Kane and Bundun being mostly inactive through this issue doesn't stay true for long, as the next time we see them, they're both kidnapped by Preston and returning clone Dunbun. Somehow. Reasons, I guess. Anyway, Dunbun traps Bundun in his computer and steals his body, literally using the same trap as the boss did in Season 1. Also, we get a new clone in the form of Joe Kane's new clone, Cocaine. That doesn't sound right. And once again in this story, a lot of stuff happens until the next big event, so let's take a page out of Joe Kane's book and speedrun through this. Dano hears some weird noises in his wall. Preston returns to Johnny's to smack him around a bit, steal a mask, and lead to Johnny threatening him with a gun. The creators play Among Us just to see how much they can trust each other. The boss pulls out a ukulele and apologizes for what he's done. And by apologizes, he just lies and gloats about it. Dano and Riggy join Mog Swamp and Royal Pear in the Resistance. Johnny calls C-Dot to actually get in contact with the boss, saying that he knows who he is now. Mog Swamp and the rest of the Resistance form a class action lawsuit against the boss, while also implying that Johnny's a member and they have an incredible super lawyer, theorized to be Law by Mike. Dano gets replaced by another new clone who is pretty much immediately found out when he threatens Riggy and buries him alive. Dunbun, who is trying to take over Bundun's channel, starts asking him for help because he doesn't exactly know how to make good content, leading to him learning that he doesn't need to steal content like the boss. Oh, and by the way, while Bundun is trapped in his computer, Dunbun kind of leaves him with Sans as payback for their fight, so yeah, I guess that's more evidence saying that Sans is a canon character in Short Wars. I don't know, why not? Clone Riggy, Preston, starts working with Clano, the clone of Dano, after Riggy gets brain trauma. Again, Cocaine goes on a long rant about everything that's wrong with YouTube Shorts. And finally, we learn from the July 30th facility playback that C.com actually bumps into Johnny Razor back when he was trying to invade the facility. And C-Dot has apparently been working from the inside to take down the boss. Oh, and also, small note, we see C-Dot save Clone Bear, saying that he was still unfinished with his fight. Wait, that's right. Fan favorite character Royal Melon is still alive. However, that's just like one minor big detail in all this, and we still have a lot of smaller stuff to get through before things get really big again, so back to the speed run. Johnny gets a burner phone to talk to the boss. Pear breaks into the ruins of the facility to try and use its big computer to see if he can summon Royal Melon after he keeps getting these weird headaches. The boss changes out the mask that he's using for the one that was stolen from Johnny. Dunbun and Cocaine docks Mogswamp, causing the boss's barracks, aka the fans of the war choosing the boss's side, to show up and destroy Mogswamp's famed 11-year hardcore Superflat world. Also during this, Mogswamp gets doxxed in real life, meaning he has to go into hiding. Royal Pear gets sucked into a video game while trying to save Royal Melon, who ends up meeting up with Royal Proto, another Shorts YouTuber, leading to his death and a small arc on his channel where he has to escape purgatory. Also, Joe Kane's there for some reason. Johnny calls Dano, telling him that he is not the boss and has actual proof, while promising to reveal it to the world. Meanwhile, Dano and Pear are searching for the old facility. This is before Royal Pear gets sucked into the computer, of course. Anyway, this shows where everyone is, so now that we're done with the speed run, yeah, let's do another mini recap. I want you to know that these mini recaps are at least a little annoying, but it helps me keep track of what's going on, because they're serious. Again, there are 18 people we need to be keeping track of. Anyway, I'm just hoping it does the same for you, so let's go with another mini recap. Pear, Melon, and Joe are trapped in the boss's supercomputer. Meanwhile, Bundun is trapped in his own computer. The real failure was last seen escaping the computer with a hazmat suit and flip-flops, assumed dead. Meanwhile, the clone failure is just making normal content. K and Splash is still MIA. Johnny is investigating the boss. C-Dot is working with the boss while also trying to take him down from the inside. Mogswamp has started a resistance but got doxxed and is now on the run. Riggy has head trauma again. Preston and Clano are running Dano's channel while Dano is locked away somewhere after being kidnapped by Cocaine and the My Chemical Romance over here. Dunbun is actually trying to be a real YouTuber while using Bundun's channel. Cocaine is using Joe Kane's channel to promote the boss. Bam is also working for the boss and hasn't really done much since initiation, it looks like. Little out-of-character intermission here. Bambayo is doing absolutely everything for Shorts Wars. So when I say he's not doing anything, I mean like in the story, Bambayo did pretty much everything. And finally, the boss is keeping Johnny busy with the identity hunt while also sending messages to... Wait. Oh no. Well, it's a good thing you chose to watch this recap from me because looks like the boss recruited RedJet99 and Mellow Productions to his side. Yay! Luckily though, Riggy's #1 stalker, Dacia, denied, so we can still trust them. Okay, now getting back to the major stuff. The boss takes off his mask and reveals that he's actually Johnny? No, wait, hold on. Oh, okay, no, he's Johnny Razor's long-lost evil twin brother, who is unnamed. Yeah, but anyway, the boss is Johnny's brother. Ding, ding, ding. Surprise. That's right. Johnny Razor's long-lost brother, who was separated at birth. This isn't cliche at all. Through the rest of the series, we pick up that when Johnny and his brother were born, the doctor, a man who was fascinated with twins and clones, kidnapped the young future boss, saying that he was lost at birth. The doctor raised the kid as a test subject to perfect his cloning machine. However, Johnny ended up crossing paths with his brother on a field trip a while back as a kid, and that kind of helped him piece together who the boss really was. This leads to Johnny and the boss meeting up and going on a good old-fashioned family road trip where they actually talk things out. During this road trip, Dunbun actually chooses the creator's side of the war and tries to convince Ko to join him. And Ko temporarily joins his side. Meanwhile, Preston deals with the broken-minded Riggy.
Your ear's a funny shape. Get off! I'm gonna lose it! I'm gonna lose it! I'm gonna lose it!
Man, you've been pretty tightly wound recently. Maybe you should try yoga.
Yoga? Why, you little...
Good. Mogswamp cuts his hair, hides in a storm drain, and reveals that his Minecraft world might be salvageable. We learn that Sita is the one who leaked the logs to Johnny, which is how he figured out what was going on. The logs being the doctor's story. Now with the doctor's story out, the boss fires C-Dot, which leads to him revealing that he was never on the boss's side to begin with. After that conversation, C.com uses a Nintendo Power Glove to reach into his computer screen and pull out his own little PNG Toon mascot, Frederick the Korok. Now the two of them start searching for an enchanted blade called the Truth Singer, which apparently should help with the Resistance's lawsuit and reveal more about Dr. F. Dave's logs. Oh yeah, the doctor's name is F. Dave. I didn't mention that before, did I? There's a lot going on in this story, and I wrote this script like 5 months ago. Cut me some slack. This mic that I'm using isn't even plugged in. Anyway, we finally see where Bam's been with a video of him and Preston searching the ruins of the facility. Preston also brings Dano back and quits due to Riggy getting on his nerves, where he reveals that he's been faking the head trauma to annoy the clones so much that they leave, which actually worked. But not before Preston stole some of Riggy's fur for some reason, and Dano also quits, still believing that Johnny is the boss because he's too mad about it and won't let Riggy explain what's happened since he left. Now this takes us to C.com, who reveals the power of the Truth Singer sword, which ensures people can't lie. So Royal Melon returns, kinda. C-Dot and Frederick start counting wacky events to a secret code. Riggy finally tells Dano about Johnny's brother being the boss, leading to Dano joining Johnny and believing that maybe the boss can be redeemed. Dacia starts to believe that Dr. Francis Dave, the man who kidnapped the boss as a baby, downloaded his mind into a cloning machine, which is now locked away in Clone Riggy for, reasons. Mellow Productions also sees this and is blown away. C-Dot calls Mogswamp to help him find his world. Oh, yeah, and C-Dot also tries to get, Frederick a real voice and not just have him using Korok speak. Listen, C-Dot stole, the show in Season 2. It's his season. But yeah, okay, that's about everything. Let's talk about the road trip now. During the road trip is where we get most of Francis Dave's logs, while we also hear Johnny learn what happened to the boss growing up. Johnny tries to convince the boss to join him, and the boss starts to believe in him too. Johnny actually almost convinces the boss to move on from Shortsworth, saying he's already won in a way. Johnny also agrees to spread the truth about the boss so no one sees him as a villain. However, the boss finds out about the lawsuit. Now the boss believes that Johnny was only trying to distract him, and this leads to the two having a falling out. After this, we go back to C-Dot, who is now just sick of this venture trying to figure out where the Truth Singer is. Also, the creators start to argue whether or not this is a chicken sandwich or a chicken burger, for just completely unimportant reasons. There's nothing behind this. Oh, yeah, and C-Dot does eventually find the Truth Singer, which leads to an anime sword fight with a member of the boss's barracks, which we learn after his death that it's a clone of C-Dot himself. And then Mogswamp finally leaves that storm drain to meet up with C.com by going on a plane and traveling to a Wendy's far, far away. Oh yeah, and after this we get the second saddest clone death in the whole series. We watch as Dunbun becomes friends with Bundun. However, he slowly fades away as Bundun wakes up and realizes that his once enemy turned friend is gone.
Let's go! Dunbun?
But things aren't over yet. Dacia, Mello, and Redjet call a truce. Yeah, along with this, we also learn that Preston is unstable, and he's collecting Ricky's hair to stabilize himself. Anyway, Clano also changes his name to Dark Dano, or Dee, which I guess is better than Clano. Oh, and Royal Pear finally makes it out of where Royal Melon was being held using a chicken burger sandwich to save the day and kill Oh. and kill Dunbun, saving Royal Melon. Oh, and this also wakes up Joe Kane. With Joe Kane awake, Cocaine is, speed ran, and Joe returns to his channel. There's gotta be a much better way of saying that Cocaine was speed ran. This series, man, it's insane. Anyway, yeah, Joe Kane returns to his channel, which brings us closer to...
So I bet you're all wondering why I called you.
Yeah, I'm gonna need an explanation here, Chief.
What are you cooking here?
You see, I've been working on a plan to take down the boss for a while now.
And why should we trust you? You've been working for the boss.
I was working for the boss, keyword was, but I was doing it undercover. Royal Melon is alive thanks to me, and I've made all the preparations for Pear to go in and recover not only him, but Joe and Bundun. Everything's under control. I'll save my apologies until after all this is done. Here's the plan. We're gonna go in, I can log into the cloning machine and destroy the place, and take all the files out with it. So no more clones, no more nothing. The boss won't have a choice but to go to court.
Wow, it looks surreal in person. Oh, and cool, there's the spot where the boss impersonated me. So is everything just gonna explode, or what's the play here?
Well, it depends on how fast the files get deleted. Once the system starts failing, the place is going up in flames.
If you want to leave, you're gonna have to go through me.
This one's for Dacia!
As a self-proclaimed lawyer, I suggest you hide the evidence, Johnny.
Now then, after so long, everyone is together, all on one side. C.com, Dano Cal, Riggy, Bundun, Johnny Razor, Joe Kane, and Royals Pear and Melon. All of the creators in agreement and preparing for the trial of creators versus the boss. But before the trial, we see a couple small things happen. Preston actually ends up crashing with Dano and Riggy for a bit, and they even become friends with...
Riggy, are you... Oh, gosh. Where am I? The last time I remember my sister. What? Who cares?
And yeah, that didn't really last long. However, because of this falling out, Preston's head starts to crack, and if Dacia's right, this could be setting Francis Dave free. Now, before the court case, let's do one final mini recap to know where all 25 of the Shorts Warriors are now. Ready? Too bad. Let's get wacky. Dano Cal, Royal Pear, Joe Kane, Bundun, Johnny Razor, C.com, Riggy Runky, Mogswamp, Royal Melon, and Frederick the Korok are all together on Team Creator, and back to their usual content. Sita and Frederick have gotten a hold of the Truth Singer, a sword that forces the truth out of people, in hopes that they will help as evidence during the court case where Joe Kane will be prosecuting against the boss, who will be defended by his only remaining lackey, Bambayo. Redjet99, Mellow Productions, and Dacia have all been summoned by the District of IN Turnet as witnesses in court. Royal Proto has officially escaped Purgatory and is back to his usual content. Clone Preston Riggy the Pasta Man, who is likely sharing a body with Dr. Francis Dave, has started cracking, leading to the likely return of Dr. Francis Dave himself. Clone Failure has been smoothly running Failure's channel away from any Shorts Wars chaos, while the real Failure is still MIA after escaping the room he was locked in. Which, by the way, he was locked in there for about a week our time, however, due to some time dilation issues, he was in there for about a year, so he's probably a little crazy. Meanwhile, all the creators have just accepted that he's probably dead. And speaking of people who have died, Clone Dot, Dark Dano, Cocaine, and Dunbun are all dead and unlikely to return. Oh, yeah, and along with all the clones from Season 1 that didn't survive. Lastly, K and Splash still has absolutely zero ties to Shorts Wars. I don't even know why we're mentioning him anymore. Now then, this script was written before the trial came out, so let's read my old predictions and see what I got wrong. My theory is that towards the end of the trial, Francis Dave will break out of Preston's mind, and the two teams will have to work together to stop him once and for all by killing them, or something like that. So far, so good. That's pretty accurate to what happened. I feel like the real failure will show up at the end and save the day, leading to the creators going back to their channels, and the remaining clones, followed by the boss, will either retire or use the boss's channel for a new project. I could have been more wrong. For those who don't know, outside of canon, the reason why Failure just kind of stopped existing during this whole ARG is unknown. Fans were actually asking Dano where Failure went during a live stream, and he didn't know either. Apparently, Failure just kind of stopped answering their messages and just disappeared. And by disappear, I mean, like, he just stopped responding to everyone. He's still making content on his channel, so, like, he still exists. He's still there. He just kind of stopped being here. It's mostly assumed that he had, like, a stress issue during Shorts Wars and had to quit, which makes sense. But, yeah, the canon explanation of where Failure is his clone has taken over his channel, and the real Failure is probably just dead. I do have a few small points of things that I think will or won't happen. However, don't take any of them as facts, because in the immortal words of Matt Pat, it's just a theory. Number 1, Royal Proto, K and Splash, Failure, Clone Failure, and other shorts creators such as Jelly Bean will make an appearance. Almost. You know what? I'll take that one. Because Royal Proto did end up showing up. Number 2, Johnny's repeated attempt to shoot Clone Riggy will be used against him. Alright, I'll take the L on that one. Number 3, Francis Dave will be released, and if Failure doesn't save the day, then C-Dot will, using the sword. I actually got that one! Nice! Number 4, Dacia, Redjet, and Mello will have the most evidence to testify with. However, will not help too much in their case, because they will either ramble too much or end up defending against who they were by mistake. Yeah, yesn't. They didn't end up testifying, but they did talk a bit, and they did ramble a bit, so yeah, no, I'm not going to take that one. Number 5, Mog Swamp getting doxxed will be the most important piece of evidence against the boss. Meanwhile, Johnny will be the biggest defender. I had worse. I had worse theories. Mog Swamp being doxxed was definitely a bigger piece of evidence against the boss, and Johnny was definitely the biggest defender. Anyway, I wasn't really going to do a huge prediction, because if I ended up being right, then spoilers, and if I was wrong, then I got people's hopes up for nothing. However, 2 months later, I just decided, yeah, no, I'm just going to talk about the court case, so yeah, let's talk about the court case. But first, in between Season 2 and the finale, we did have a few small events again. Yeah, the finale ended up getting delayed IRL, causing Bambeo and the boss needing to delay it in universe. Anyway, rough recap of everything that happened. Bam and Preston got married to delay the trial. Law by Mike glitched out while talking about cloning laws, basically confirming that, yeah, he's part of this story now. Preston started wearing a mask of his own face to hide the cracks. Pear talks to Melon about how worthless he is and threatens to kill him for a marketing stunt. And then Royal Pear does a stream recapping everything that happened in Shorts Wars before the trial, which basically makes my job irrelevant. Okay, that's everything. Now we can actually get into okay, we're at the end. We're at the end of Shorts Wars. I gotta change this lighting for my own sanity. Get out of my way. Alright, here we go. The end of Shorts Wars. We're actually at the end now. an Ace Attorney-style court case with Wendy Thomas, yes, the girl from Wendy's, as the judge for reasons, I guess. I don't know. But hey, things can't really get too wrong, right? I mean, like, they have a good case and...
Everybody, please, may I have your attention, and may you please rise for the Honorable Judge Wendy from Wendy's.
Yep, yeah, okay, well. Okay, so I'm not gonna recap every second of the court case because you can just watch it yourself, but I will bring up a few of the major points. So, to everyone's surprise, Law by Mike shows up. Wow. Yeah, he shows up to help the creators by Joe's side. None of us predicted this. Not a single one of us. Who could have even imagined? So Bambeo claims that all the bad stuff that the boss did were just AI deepfakes, and the viewers vote to hear from Dano, who basically blames everything on Preston and doesn't really care about the boss. Next, Joe Kane calls Sita, who explains that he started working for the boss to keep YouTube safe from anything shady going on, and points out all the half positives and half negatives of the working experience. He then goes on explaining that he did a little research on one Dr. Francis Dave. Along with this, he also explains that on his quest to find the truth singer, the boss sent a few people to try and kill him, so... As for why we're not using the truth singer right now to just get the boss to confess everything...
Wait, doesn't that sword force people to tell the truth? Why are we all not using it right now?
We're not allowed to tamper with the evidence.
Yeah, so with that, Bam and the viewers call Riggy to the stand. Dude got like 4 concussions during this ARG. So yeah, due to lack of anything important to say, he is immediately subbed out for Royal Pear and Royal Melon. Surprise, surprise, Pear and Melon are also absolutely no help, so they're swapped out for Moggart Sea Swamp. So yeah, Mog Swamp is actually useful because he explains the painful event that he went through when the boss doxed him and destroyed his now 12-year hardcore world, along with doxing his real-world address, causing him to need to cut his hair and go into hiding. This is good evidence, right? This should help? Unfortunately not, because due to the lack of any actual physical evidence of this, his testimony also doesn't help much. Next, Bun Dun is called to the stand, and apparently Dun Bun is still alive and just kind of in his head. Actually, no, not in his head. Canonically, he lives in a Riggy-shaped crack on Bun Dun's butt. For reasons?
Wait, but isn't Dun Bun living inside of Bun Dun? Shouldn't he be cracking too?
No, he has a crack on his ass.
Yeah, so does everyone else.
No, but his looks like me.
Oh, that's what that is. I thought it was a tattoo.
That's canonically where Dun Bun lives. He lives in my ass.
So Bun Dun and Dun Bun are called next, and Dun Bun kind of explains that everything he got from the boss actually just came through Preston's, meaning everything that could be said is a boss crime could actually just be pinned on Preston. Now, after acknowledging that Johnny hasn't even arrived at court yet, Judge Wendy calls a quick recess to look over what little evidence we have while the Team Cirrus trio discusses the insanity of this case. The boss and Bam see where the direction of this trial is going and just decide, let's pin everything on Preston. Anyway, when the trial resumes, Wendy calls Bambeo, Joe Kane, the boss, and Preston to the stand. The viewers choose to hear from Preston first, who just fakes evidence to try and pin everything on the boss. Next, the boss gets called to the stand, who claims full innocence and denies everything and just pleads the fifth on any question. Anyway, this leads to Joe being called to the stand, who attempts to speedrun his testimony before getting in an argument with Bambeo. Joe goes on about the problems that the boss caused for the whole internet, including cloning and just blaming him for brain rot. We're also told that Cocaine was still alive. However, his actual true death was from the autopsy checking how he died, so Bam defends the boss with the idea that the boss is a chill guy, and Wendy freaks out about how insane this trial is and is about to call the verdict before...
Hold it! Who is it this time?
Sorry I'm late, guys.
I can contempt of court you right now for being late.
Well, I'm late for a reason.
Is the reason in the room with us now?
I've gathered all the logs of one Dr. Francis Dave, a crucial piece of evidence that's been ignored for this entire trial.
Johnny Razor finally decided to show up and takes the stand. Johnny says that the boss is innocent under the belief that all of his crimes were actually at the fault of his kidnapper and experimenter, Dr. Francis Dave. Wendy points out the inability to try Francis Dave for his crimes due to the fact that, well, he dead, so Anyway, so Johnny shares some new logs with the court, which basically tells us how Dr. FD built the machine and then tested it on the boss, leading to him literally breaking him as a young boy. Then after that, we hear how Dr. FD died and came back from the cloning machine. And then finally, we hear that if anyone uses the cloning machine again, Dr. FD would come back again. But luckily, no one was stupid enough to use the cloning machine, right? So Bam agrees with Johnny and says that Francis Dave is more than just still alive, that he's in this very courtroom. But who could it be? Somehow surprising the entire courtroom, Bam and Johnny point out Preston and say that he must contain the soul of Dr. Francis Dave. The use of the machine, Preston's cracks, everything just kind of lines up. This means that not only is Francis Dave alive and our key mastermind, but he's also Preston, which lines up with the idea that Preston is the key mastermind. Of course, after this big reveal, Preston does the most sensible thing he's probably ever done and runs. Judge Wendy calls a quick recess to look over all of the evidence that they have, which honestly isn't much, and the jury makes their choice.
Has the jury had enough time to discuss?
We, the members of the jury, find the defendant
not guilty.
He did it.
He did it.
We did it.
I'm free.
I can't believe it. We actually won.
Thank you, Bam. Your efforts will be paid back accordingly.
Boss, I'm glad you're finally free.
And with that, the case is over. The boss is free of all charges. And he decides to start fresh, get a normal job, leave YouTube, and forget Shorts Wars. A happy ending for all participants, and a good way to say goodbye to the Shorts Wars.
Well, if you're looking for a job, you know who's always hiring?
No, I was thinking more as like a Darth Vader actor at Disneyland. I just feel like I have the vocal range.
It's empty. No. No. Ah.
Preston cracked and the doctor is awake. The boss is far from free now. As the boss dies, he tells Johnny to burn his play button, and Johnny snaps, grabbing the blade and throwing it at Preston, cracking him further, causing Dr. Francis Dave to be released in the form of an eldritch rabbit beast. This beast is known as Preston Prime. The courtroom is destroyed, and the creators find themselves in a true short war after... That was so stupid. And the creators find themselves in a true short war against Francis.
What's coming is inevitable. And considering the only thing in my way is content creators, I'll gladly make this quick.
Hold it! This is clearly an unfair fight. Your Honor, may we sue Preston Prime for discrimination?
Yeah, sure.
So it would be just if we all received crazy anime powers as compensation.
Yes?
Well, I guess that settles it then.
With the creators supercharged, the final battle begins.
Wait, I'm goaded.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, this is hype. I'm feeling powerful.
1.7 million subscribers!
Guys, I have a plan. Go round everyone up.
Domain expansion.
Speed like Minecraft.
With the fight over and Dr. Francis Day finally dead, the war is over. The Shorts Wars is officially done, and the creators make a pact to forget Shorts Wars and convert the boss's channel into a shared channel called Rumble Pack. The group walks off into the sunset, and the story ends. Wait. What about the real Preston? Not that clone rabbit. That thing's dead, but like, failure. Did he actually die? And what's up with Dotch's weird little stigmata hands? Those holes bother me. What is the deal with that? And will...
Well, that was a bad idea.
Oh, okay, never mind all that. Guess it's over. Thanks, Razor. Guess I'll just go back to my normal life of not obsessing over this ARG and watching as Dacha, Mello, and Redjet get all the views despite me noticing the weird occurrences since literally day one. So that was the Shorts Wars. Please don't ask me to cover this again. I finished. I did the thing. Okay, but seriously, jokes aside, thank you all so much for watching both this video and the last Shorts Wars videos that I made. I know some of you were unhappy with how I left the last one, and I do apologize. I truly forgot that I never finished it. And by the time I realized I was already working on this full recap, and then I kind of forgot I was even working on this full recap, and had a mixture of, like, genuinely forgot and just normal procrastination that just... Listen, I've been working on this one video for, like, 5 months. Sorry! But hey, hopefully I made it up to some of you by making this recap. A special thank you to the people who stuck around on my channel after the first videos that I made. Seriously, I know I haven't really shown it well, especially by taking so long on this video, but I am highly thankful for the people who found me through Shorts Wars. To show how big of an impact it was using numbers, if it wasn't for Short Wars, I'd still be at around 50 to 60 subscribers. Oh, especially a huge thank you to our channel member, Cole Strange. If you want to support me further, you can either become a member or just stick around. And if you like this video, you don't really need me to tell you what to do, but I will remind you that if you subscribe, it's more helpful than just adding another number onto my screen. It supports me, it shows me you want more videos like this, and most importantly, in my opinion, it tells the algorithm that you like this kind of content and will show you more videos from more creators like me. So yeah, speaking of other creators, if you enjoyed the music in the chapter cards, all of the music in this video was created by J-Vibes, and you can check him out on his channel, J-Vibes Music. Over there, you'll find both music and gaming videos, which include me as his editor, channel manager, and co-host for those gaming videos. Part of the reason why this video took so long was because I was busy doing stuff for Jay on his channel, so if you want to see more of me, go over there. Also, if you like this new Sam avatar model, then be sure to send some love to my friend Clover Fallwater, who created it. Links to all the lovely people who helped me out in these videos can be found in the Chaos Productions link tree, along with more of our friends. Oh, and before I go, if you want to commission, collaborate, or contact any of us for pretty much anything, we have a business email, which is linked in both the description of this video and linked at the top of both me and J-Vibes channels. And with all of that said, a final thank you for watching, and if you choose to return, then I will see you in the next one. So long, and a bye-bye now. I don't know what this was, but bye-bye now.